Hello everyone. So I seen this yesterday from Senator Sarah Whiteley, the local senator here in Cavan, talking about this. This is to do with the leaving sort, particularly as you know what's going on at the moment along with the junior sort. And this is particularly to do with the leaving sort, particularly in the social education page, which in terms of social health and well-being, etc., that kind of subject. And I want you to take a look at this just for 2 seconds. So this is the question, right? This is what they would get, and you get a mark or two for how you would fill in. You read the question, fill it in here. To protect the health of unborn babies, pregnant persons. Just to say, this might be controversial, but the hell with it, because at the end of the day, it's only what the science has said for the last trillion years, and regardless of what we do on Earth, it's always going to be the case. And you can arrest me for hate speech, Irish government, if you wish to. But the only person and the only person that can get pregnant, a human person, is a woman. Was that a woman, a pregnant woman, not a person. No man can ever get pregnant. We could do all the surgery of the day on the man, but at the end of the day, God made them men and women, and that's as simple as that. And we were all born to a woman. And it is undermining women. Let's be honest, it is undermining women. And the same with the referendum. They should have learned this lesson during the referendum, that Irish people wanted to keep women in the Constitution. The Irish government wanted to take out women out of the Constitution and put in some kind of fucking lunacy kind of writing. The Irish government seemed to be the most anti-women person imaginable. But yeah, only to protect the health of the unborn pregnant women, pregnant persons, as come on now. Before I take it, all the questions are not there's nothing really wrong with this, but it's absolutely insane to have this in the leaving sort thing. At the end of the day, they probably should be writing. If I was to sit in the leaving sort now, God help the examiner. That's what I would say, because I would literally, because you can write another page of it. You can. If the answer's longer than this, you can write on to another page. That's what I did with a few of them. I would write the book on it. I would go to town on the government, because in some of my leaving sort stuff, I went to town, and particularly social education. Well, not even the leaving sort, the junior sort, I went to town on it, and SPHE, and I actually done the best in my class in it, SPHE, because I just wrote the book on different subjects. I literally went to town on subjects more than I probably should have, but I went to town. But I done the best in my class because I wrote a fucking essay on nearly everything, just to despise the examiner. But yeah, obviously this is the biggest load of bullshit ever, and to have this in the leaving sort paper. Now, Senator Sarah Whiteley, I have to say, Sarah Whiteley's always been very fair. One of the only politicians I would say that's actually a good politician in this country, and that's high praise. But no, Sarah Whiteley has always been fair to me, even when before she was a senator or councillor. She was always fair to me, always giving me a lot of time on different subjects, so I always appreciate that. And she's always been right, and again, she got a lot of stick around Cavan, particularly when it came to the GEA and stuff, and me and her would be on the same page when it came to that. When they were saying about the cash, the thing, they still have it, but she was right. She was the only council that had the backbone to say anything about it in Cavan. The rest of them all were quiet. But as she says, she was contacted by a teacher that was pointing this out, and it's in the Daily Mirror in England too, so it's quite bad looking for the whole Irish state. This is the end result, so this will be in it, the social ed paper. But yeah, it's absolutely insane. Pregnant persons. Imagine saying that years ago. You'd be laughed at. It is laughable. It is laughable that pregnant persons, because it does undermine women. Even the woman behind me, Sanna Marin, when I was over at her book signing, when I was launching a book in Finland, she said the best decision she ever had was having her child, Emma. She said, there's nothing can top it, nothing at all in the world can top being a mother and having a child. And even she says it herself, that even any worry she has at all, it all fades away when she sees her daughter, when she talks to her daughter, plays with her daughter, etc. All that, spends time with her daughter, all that goes away. And even that, Sanna Marin, said that too, that there's no better thing in life than having a child, having a family. She even said it, and people consider her left, etc., on the left scale, compared to Sarah Whiteley or me, take for example. And even she says it herself too. I never heard Sanna Marin come along and say pregnant people. I never heard her say that, because she would be very pro-woman, and rightly so. But this is anti-woman. If you ever want to see an anti-woman thing, this is an anti-woman thing, because it undermines women. Because at the end of the day, women give birth. Women, obviously, of course, it takes two to tango. But obviously it takes a man and it takes a woman. Like, regardless of what you say, that's been fucking for the last 700 billion years. That's what it is. So it's absolutely farcical that some idiot in the Department of Education wrote this in. I don't know. Obviously, clearly they were fucking coping for something or trying to do something. But it's just their woke ideology. That's pretty much what it is. It's their woke ideology. Like, this is utterly ridiculous. They're having a leaving cert paper. Now, hopefully, people make fucking mockery of it in the replies. Hopefully, they drive every examiner mad in the leaving cert replies. Some of them might get caught up for hate speech because they said a few things they shouldn't have said. But if I was there at the moment, good God Almighty, they would probably have to cancel the exam because I would just go to town and writing up about the whole lot of it, and they wouldn't like that. But yeah. Like, I don't have really a problem with the questions. But apart from the pregnant persons, like, what should you do to protect the child, etc. Like, very standard stuff. But, pregnant, but just this part, becoming pregnant, like, pregnant persons, sorry, this bit here. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, you really would think, I nearly didn't think this was real. But some person said, yeah, this is fine. Now, I don't know about the Minister for Children, Minister for Education, Hildegard Naughton. I don't know what they must think of this, but they must agree with it. But it's utterly ridiculous. But yeah, no, I just want to say to Sarah Wiley, fair play to her for speaking out. Reviewing the paper, how did this happen? What was the wonder? What was the guidelines? Who came up with this? Like, students, parents, teachers, they still have many answers. Like, yeah, they still have answers. Who signed off? Of course, somebody signed off on this. It wasn't some just rogue person at the Department of Education. Surely some higher up looked at this and said, yeah, this is fine. Surely they couldn't just be allowed to put anything in that they think, because surely they must have had an idea what they were putting in. But just what the take Sarah Wiley, because only for her, we probably would have got this, but this is, somebody would have probably said it, but we don't. Only for her kicking up about this, we probably wouldn't know about it now. We probably know about it next week, but we wouldn't know about it now. But yeah, it's absolutely farcical. And as I say, just look at human history. Like, there's never been a man to get pregnant or conceive to a baby. There has not been in history. We could do all the surgeries all the day, but at the end of the day, it's still a woman. A woman is the only person that can give birth to a child, that can conceive of a child, that can produce a child. Conception, I suppose, too. That's the right word to say it. No man can do it. Simple as that. No man can do it, and that was the way God intended it, and that's the way it has been from billions of years, not just me, you, everybody here in this time and age, but for the last billion years. There's always been a man and a woman, and that's what it always will be. So arrest me if I hate speech, Irish government, but that's just the way it is. That's science. You say about trusting the science and stuff on different things, but the science pretty much tells you that only women can get pregnant. That's the simple truth. Of course, it takes a man to impregnate the woman, but only a woman can get pregnant, get physically pregnant and bear a child into the world. But do let me know what you think, because I think I might get arrested for thought crime in this. But yeah, it's just utter nonsense. Just to say it straight to people, if you go around saying about pregnant persons, it's utter nonsense. Excuse my language, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's utter nonsense because there's nothing to back it up. Thank you.